Ladies and gentlemen of the living and the dead, my name is Ari Esther, and I am your friendly neighbor, Copernicomancer who fears all things horror. Happy Monday! Happy Monday! Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. How are we all doing today on this fine Monday night / Tuesday morning for some? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, CJ and Fan. Hi, it's been a warm day, but I hope that hasn't been a bad day for you. It has been warm. Let's see. What's the weather like? I've been in an air conditioning room for most of today, so let's see. Oh, it is warm. It is warm. High of 80. Well, that's not too bad. It could be worse. It could be worse. I'll take high of 80 over high of 90 any day. Yes. It was a busy day. I was close to losing my sanity many times, but I survived. It's too hot! Hello, Brondo! Computer, set the weather machine to 7 degrees Fahrenheit. I agree. It should be 70 degrees year round. I don't know why the weather thinks it can be, like, higher than 70 degrees. Because it's just wrong. It's not okay. It's not okay. Listen, son. Is that a 70 degrees or no degrees? And then we all die because it's freezing. Oh, they've been having a great time solving mysteries. I have. We're on a ship. We're in a ship with a murder mystery at foot. Must be nice. It's 95 over here. Even the bugs are heading inside. Nobody's suffering to Mr. Sun. It is 75 degrees right now, I think. It was 80 earlier when I was driving home, but it's cooled down a little bit. But I also live in the mountains, so it's cooler than other places, I think. But I think it will be even cooler if I live near the ocean. 95 could not possibly be. I would be dying. Well, it'll probably get to 95 in like a month or two. Yeah, it can't get up to like 105 here. But not this early. Usually like late August is when it gets really warm. Man, guys, I was rushing to get the stream started today. I had the bright idea to fix my Cricut machine. Yes, those fancy cutting machines that everyone and their housewife and their mom have on Instagram. I have one of those. I have a Cricut machine, but it's old. I have one of the first Cricut makers. So it's old. It's probably like, I don't know, 7 or 8 years old. So I have one of the first ones. These machines have rollers on them. They're like rubber rollers. And because mine is so old, the rubber rollers have disintegrated. They're like a sticky, mushy mess. So I had to replace them. You're not supposed to. Cricut, for some reason, does not expect you to have their machine for over 5 years. They expect you to get a new one. And there's no easy way to remove these rollers. You kind of have to just cut them off and like somehow slide a new one in. And then somehow attach the new one. The way I found to do it, according to the internet, is you cut the roller open and then you slide it on and then you glue it shut. And someone used electric tape. I couldn't figure out how they did it. I've tried and failed. And so I resorted to super glue. It has worked, but I also got super glue all over my fingers while I was trying, like 10 minutes before starting stream. So I was like, oh my god! But luckily, because I'm a hoarder and I'm always prepared. For some reasons beyond me, I have nail glue remover on hand. Don't ask me why. I don't even know. I have a giant bottle of like, it's supposed to be nail polish remover, but it's really good for removing fake nails. I don't even wear fake nails. I think I've worn fake nails once. And then I somehow end up with this giant bottle of fake nail remover. And oh my god. Shoot that super glue off my fingers in no time. And so I made it to stream. Everyone thanked me from, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago who bought this giant bottle of nail glue remover, which I guess is just super glue because it works the same. Did it come with Uno on it? If it did, Bronto, I don't know how to play Uno. So, if it did, I've never tried it. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what gave me the bright idea to try and do this right before stream, but anyway, the super glue will be dry and my Cricut will be ready to go once I finish stream. I hope. I have to test something. So, I hope it's ready for testing after stream. Yeah, Vudo, it came free with your Evan Cricut? Oh, maybe. I don't know. I've never played Uno in my life. I don't know how to play Uno. When I tell that to people, they look at me like I'm crazy. And I possibly am. But, I don't know how to play Uno. I've never played it in my life. So the term Uno reverse means nothing to me. Because, I don't know how it works. Anyway, classic video, one for the ages. Anyway, enough chattering about how I am a failure at life. We are back today with Murders on the Yangtze River. And where are we? We're on a ship. We're on the Mystic Ship in the Mist. And we're trying to solve a murder mystery situation. The game is trying to convince us that the girl did it, but I feel it in my jellies, and I think it's the first shipmate, the brother. But I don't know. I could be wrong. But I think we're at the end of it. We're close to solving the crime. We are currently poking holes in people's alibi, mainly this girl's, and she's giving testimony on how it's not her. So that's what we are. That's what we're at. Who died? The sister-in-law. And there's like money involved and stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Lie so bad that even her gang left her hanging? Wow. Rude. How dare. I've actually never played Uno though. I know there are people who in here who thinks I'm lying, but it's just the truth. It's just the truth because I don't know. Anyway, oh yeah. Yinchu is also a magician who is trying to hide the fact that she's a magician from her family because being a magician as a woman in this time and age in China is not okay, and she risks losing her inheritance. Yeah. My goodness. Worst recap ever. Anyway, she say, Angel went through my suitcase and took out my poker cards, so we argued. The poker cards was proof that, she was doing side business not approved of by the family. Sounds like we know what we're bringing on Wednesday. Remember to bring a tournament legal deck as well. Yeah, y'all can play Uno in chat while I grind in Grand Blue Fantasy. Which luckily is an interlude right now, so I'm not grinding. Okay, when I asked for the cards back, she refused and told me to leave. I stayed at the bow of the ship for a while, then went back only to find her dead. My cards were in her hands and all over the floor, so I put them away to avoid trouble. That's all I can say. I won't go into details about the things I've already talked about. I don't know anything about what Mr. Shen said either. So you're saying you don't admit that she's the murderer? I don't think she's the murderer. I wasn't the one who killed her. Okay. Although your reasoning can be justified. Hello, Joseph. I like Joseph, but I have a feeling he's like the final boss or something. I don't know. There is indeed no clear evidence to prove that Miss Xinchu is the murderer. Alright, Miss Xinchu, may I ask you a few more questions? Alright, here we go. Go on. About the mahjong card. Were you the one who placed the mahjong card inside the suitcase? If my answer is yes, how would you reason, Mr. Shen? It depends on what else you say. Oh, so is that your final answer? I don't know where we're going with this anymore. I'm lost. Mostly because I can't remember. You can be the judge of that. Alright. Okay. Well, that wasn't the right question. The other question we should ask about the power outage. What were you doing the moment the power outage occurred? Putting away the cards and closing the suitcase. If it weren't for the power outage, I would have definitely noticed her sleeve. Miss Xinchu, may I ask you a few more questions? Alright, we got one. Oh, oops, I clicked the wrong one. Okay, let's skip this. Okay, we have to ask her about the body. It's a question you have never given a direct answer to. If you realized that Madame Ying was dead, why did you not report it immediately? At the time, I really was scared senseless, and I didn't know how to handle the situation. When you first discovered the body, you were shocked, but you remained silent. Yet you screamed down in fear when you saw it the second time with Liang Xing. Why is that? The girl who would scream at a sight like that is the Wu Yingchu that Liang Xing knew. I see, she was acting! For the brother, not the strict brother, the rebellious brother. All right, Shen's work hard and play hard. All right, Joseph. All right, if the two of you are resting, what do we do when Yingchu goes crazy and hurts someone again? She's not going to. You guys are gonna be fine. Yeah, Miss Yingchu won't hurt anyone anymore. Maybe it's the best that we tie up her up first. What? Excuse me? I'm only looking out for everyone. For everyone's safety. What do you say? Y'all say, listen, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 of you can't overpower one girl. It's necessary to take precautions. Alright. Y'all, there's 5 of you, and y'all can't handle one girl. On the boat deck of the ship over 10 minutes later. That's crazy! There's 3 grown-ass men plus 1 girl, 1 teenage girl. They think they can't take 1 young lady. Weak. Weak. The fog over the river doesn't seem like it'll clear anytime soon. Alright. Now that we're short-handed, we'll have to wait until tomorrow to continue our way. Alright, safety is of utmost importance. I feel like we need to do more investigation. I feel like there's something missing. You and Mr. Joseph should go rest and carry on the interrogations tomorrow. With Liang Xing out keeping an eye on Yingchu, nothing can go wrong. About that. That's only if you assume she's the murderer, which I don't think she is. And you know, what do I know? Alright, what new historical facts can we learn today from this game? Vernier caliper. The vernier caliper is a commonly used measuring instrument in industry, which can be used to measure the width, depth, etc. of workpieces. Its minimum reading is only 0.02 mm, making it a very precise measuring tool. The oldest known existing caliper in the world can be traced back to the near 9 AD during the Qing dynasty under Emperor Wang Man. The structure of this caliper is very similar to that of the modern vernier caliper. So is that what these things are called? I call them, what do I call them like measuring thingies. I think we have one of these, not two box. I don't know. You underestimate those ladies? Cold-blooded killers will never take that chance. Me? I suppose. Alright, I have to go to the dining hall. Master Wu, there really isn't anything else on this ship that can be used as offerings. Mr. Joseph, Mr. Shen, please talk some sense into Master Wu. Al, I don't know what to tell you, but it's very difficult to talk sense into crazy people because they don't run on logic. He's going to feed our food to the fishes again? Which celestial being are you worshipping? I'm telling you, Inchu must be bewitched to be able to do such a thing. You're assuming she's the murderer! What if she's not? Now she's stocking with some sardines to make stargazing pie. Disgusting, by the way. You could go ask him for some to give to Mr. Wu. Go on. Alright. I knew I could rely on Mr. Joseph to be reasonable and fair. Sure, if you call treating you like a dog reasonable and fair. By the way, Mr. We need to preserve Miss Inchu's suitcase as evidence. As for the money and Inchu's personal belongings inside the suitcase, I'll handle it. Of course you will. Sus! After all, those things ultimately belong to the Wu family. You sure? In terms of evidence, we will need the suitcase and the poker cards. Of course, no problem. Oh yeah, we also need the mahjong cards and Inchu's suitcase, the 8 of characters. Oh no! Shen's having a moment! Those mahjong cards in the box, were they left by you, Miss Inchu? Oh no, Shen's having a psychic moment. I answer yes. How would Mr. Shen reason it out? I don't think she left it here. This can't be. Oh! Fight Club moment! My favorite! Look, someone's caught in a misconception. I overlooked the fact that the suitcase belonged to Inchu. The 8 of 8 characters shouldn't have appeared here. Exactly. But such are the facts. Why? Someone else did it! 8 of characters was placed into the suitcase along with the poker cards. Yet all the other mahjong cards were located conspicuously next to the bodies. What's the reason for such an occurrence? It could be that the power went out when Inchu was putting away the poker cards. She packed the mahjong cards along with the poker cards into the suitcase by chance. The person who left the mahjong cards at the scene of the crime wasn't her. That's what I've been saying! And obviously, someone else entered the room before Inchu. Yes, the person's the actual murderer. Yes. Joseph, Mr. Tim, and back to the dining hall. Let's go! What's wrong? Yeah, I have wrongfully accused Inchu. The true culprit is still at large. Let's go! Shen got everyone back to the dining hall and shared his deduction. See? See? My jelly was right! My jelly was right! My jelly was right! The voices are telling me to gaslight everyone to believe Inchu did it. No, the voices are telling me to gaslight everyone to believe Inchu didn't do it. I love the Fight Club moments. They're my favorite. I don't know what caused him to be like slightly schizophrenic, but I'm here for it. It's hot. However, this also rules out everyone else as a suspect. Logically speaking, every single person now has a reason to not be the murderer. There must be something that we have overlooked. Are you sure? I don't know, Pronto. Are we? I love the Fight Club moments. So fun to have like a conversation with yourself. You know, the shady version of you. I'll go over all 3 cases with you from the top. Let's do it, Joseph! You know, I really like Joseph, but he gives me the vibe of the final boss, which makes me kind of sad. Well, maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. Stop it, you're scaring me. It's a murder mystery. You should be scared. The first victim, shipman Hao Chu, died above the cockpit, cause of death, choked to death after becoming inebriated. Question is, how? Who do I believe? The voices in your head. That's what I'm going with. It was a 9 of cards, a 9 of characters mahjong card next to him. Choking to death could have been an accident or a poisoning. Next. Madame Ying died in her cabin, cause of death, pierced through the heart by a candlestick. There was an 8 of characters mahjong card next to her. After Madame Ying's body was moved to the crew cabin, the hairpin on her head was stolen. Then appeared at the next crime scene. Oling died in the engine room, cause of death, pierced through the heart by a hairpin. There was a 7 of characters mahjong card next to him. Based on the location and angle of the wound, we can confirm it was done by the same person. A hairpin is not an efficient weapon. Why did they steal it and use it to commit murder? They did it. They used it to replace the murder weapon to give themselves an alibi. Perhaps there is something special about this hairpin. Sherlock Astor back in action. Hello, Muto. I'm doing my best. I feel more like a Watson than a Sherlock, though, not gonna lie. A lot of the times I'm confused. Besides the 3 victims, 6 others also received mahjong cards. The last person, the last number of the mahjong card is the person who has the final number of the mahjong cards is the most suspicious. Which is the crewmate brother. Because if I was the murderer and I want to make myself look less like a suspect, short of faking my death would be to give myself the final mahjong card. So it would make sense if other people die before me. That's the logic I'm playing by anyway. Yeah, Muto. I can only do my best. Uteman's card is the 6 of characters. He's most likely the murderer's next target. With Al's 5, Yingchu's 4, my 3, U2, and Liangshen's 1, there's 9 cards. Because if I was the murderer, the only place that would make sense for no one to see that I'm the murderer, I would be the final one. Right here. Because it's too risky to give myself another number unless I can fake my death and continue to carry out the murder. Wait a moment. Something's out of place. But the order is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The number, the order, the design? The designs of the cards are wrong. I don't believe so. Allow me to recollect. With L5, okay, it's not the order? Okay, I'm not doing this right. I don't know what these cards are. Joseph called you out? Yeah, Brondo, but that's okay. That's okay. I actually don't know the answer. There is something wrong with the number of cards. I don't know how to play Mahjong. We were missing 8 Mahjong cards earlier. What is the 8 of character doing here? Oh, we're missing more than 8 Mahjong cards. Why should we be stuck with that 9 of characters cards? The Woos were missing 8 cards when they were playing. Madame Ying had the 9 of characters. For the murderer to take the 9 of characters, they have to wait until Madame Ying left. The power outage was done by that person specifically to steal that card. Which means the murderer only had 8 cards at first and stole a 9 of characters later. This could have been accomplished in one go. Why did the murderer do it separately? They had no choice. Maybe they were unforeseeable and insurmountable situation to force the murderer to do so. What kind of situation could it be? Let's see. They did it by accident? There's only one possibility. During the crime, something outside the murderer's plan occurred. For instance, the discovery of Hao Chu's death. Exactly. Why did the murderer insist on taking the 9 of characters instead of using a card at hand? It's the order of the murder. The Mahjong cards correspond to the order of death and serve as a countdown. It is likely that the murderer already placed a few cards when they discovered Hao Chu's body. The murderer had to steal the 9 of characters because Hao Chu died before Madame Ying. Since the murderer is so intent on emphasizing the order, that actually indicates there's something wrong with the order. Without doubt, Hao Chu was the first to die. However, Madame Ying's time of death is very close to that of Oling. Even after conducting an autopsy, it is difficult to determine the order. The Mahjong cards told us that Oling was murdered after Madame Ying. But that's not true. I think the reason they put the hairpin in the body is to confuse the time of death. There's no reason not to assume that Oling was murdered before Madame Ying, and they removed the candlestick out of her body and put the hairpin in its place to confuse the order of death. It wasn't just the Mahjong cards. Don't forget the murder weapon used to kill Oling was Madame Ying's hairpin. That's assuming that is the murder weapon. When Madame Ying died, you and I both saw that she was still wearing the hairpin on her head. I noticed the hairpin was stolen after her body was moved to the crew cabin. Wu Tianman said that this hairpin is intricately crafted and it is hard to find one exactly like it. The murderer could only steal the hairpin after the crime, then murder Old Ling. This was part of their murder plan. Why not take it right after murdering Madame Ying? That is indeed unusual. Let's re-examine that hairpin and see what's special about it. Let's take a look-see. New discoveries. This detail in the centerpiece of evidence in my memory seems to contradict. Wait, what? Huh? Oh no. Oh no, John knows something that I don't. He stood a hop of detail of a certain piece of evidence. I'm confused. Here's the heart. This detail on a certain piece of evidence in my memory seems to contradict. I don't know where we're going with this. YOLO. If I remember correctly, when the tassel of Madame Ying's hairpin hangs to the right, the jade stem faces forward. Oh, that is true! That is true. Yet this hairpin is exactly the opposite. I did not notice that. This is not the hairpin that Madame Ying wore. This discovery is enough to overturn every deduction we made on this case. Alright! John has several important discoveries regarding the case that he needs to announce. We have already confirmed that Miss Yingqiu isn't the true culprit in this case. Well, guys, we got nothing. No, we got something. I've got nothing, but Shen knows what's going on. My apologies, I was negligent. I told you Yingqiu wasn't bad. Alright, Afu, what made you change your judgment? Previously, I overlooked an important detail. Madame Ying's hairpin and the hairpin that killed Old Ling are actually a symmetrical pair. I did notice the leaves were slightly different, but I didn't think that far. I thought that was just an art choice. Don't understand. What does that prove? This means that the judgment about Old Ling's time of death have been overturned. The true trajectory of the perpetrator could be as follows. They killed Old Ling in the engine room with one hairpin and left the 7 of characters. Then they killed Madame Ying in the cabin with a candlestick and left the 8 of characters. After Madame Ying's body was discovered, they waited for a chance to steal the other hairpin, thus creating an illusion of Old Ling dying after Madame Ying as well as their own alibi. Which then means there's only one murderer. Because if the order of the murder has changed, then you don't need 2 people to carry out the crime. Then what's the deal with Old Hao's death? Hao Chu's death was an accident that even the murderer could not foresee. To reinforce the wrong order of death, they stole the 9 of characters for Hao Chu. Didn't expect this murder to be so cunning. Yeah. Mr. Shen, do you know who the murderer is? Yeah. The only person who had the chance to commit theft and murder was... Wait. Okay, hang on. Hang on. We assumed that the murder of Old Ling happened after Madame Ying's death. But that is not the case. Which means... Oh, I think I was wrong. I think Elle is the murderer. I think Elle is the murderer because she was with us the whole time between when Old Ling was found and when we found Madame Ying's body. The only reason we thought it wasn't her was because she had an alibi for that murder. But what if she didn't? Although I think Liang Xing is sus. But he actually has a solid alibi during that time because he was piloting the ship. Oh no. Alright, I may get this one wrong. But we haven't seen Master Ling since Al talked to them in the engine room. The true murderer is Al. Stop joking around. The detective hasn't Al been investigating with you the whole time? No, only during the time which you assume which we assumed was when Master Ling was murdered. This young lass doesn't seem like she could kill someone unless she's been possessed. Mr. Shen, I don't think anyone believes that Alice is the murderer. You robbed my sister earlier. Are you mistaken again? Please be cautious. We've been wandering the mist for too long. Now the truth is about to be revealed. Do you have a way to break the down and prove that Al is the murderer? In my memory, a minor detail about Al contradicts one piece of evidence. All objects and all images settle in different locations sequentially. The only reason we think Al's not a murderer is because we assume she had an alibi for the time Master Ling was killed, except now she doesn't have one anymore. I have a card too. It's the 5 of characters. Right after Master Wu. Besides, Madame Ying barely weighs anything. It was effortless. Mr. Shen, there seems to be a piece of paper inside this pile of broken glass. I used to go to private school, but I dropped out after my daddy owed a lot of debt. I'm guessing the hairpin belongs to her parents. That's why she has one of them. How come Madame Ying's grew longer? Once you're done, the speed of the ship will be adjusted and the bell will stop ringing. Signs indicating Al is the true murderer have appeared in many places. There's a contradiction between this piece of evidence I collected and what she said before. Alright. Red string. Valve is fully open. Pointer also indicates maximum value. Oh my god, I cannot speak. I know she's the murderer. I'm just not sure how to prove it yet. Goes through the heart. This is the broken kerosene lamp. Madame Ying's Mahjong card. 8, 9, 8, 7. Seven was found by Oling. Oh no, I'm stuck. I need a hint. Adjusting the ship's speed won't be more than one step. Oh, the valve was already open. Once you're done, the speed of the ship will be adjusted and the bell will start ringing. (2050) proceed at full speed. 21:930 slowly advance. 10:10 power outage occurred. 10:20 power restored. Just then the bell will stop ringing. Adjusting the ship's speed involves more than one step. Okay. YOLO. All contact leaves traces. There are no murder plans that can be created without a flaw. The steam valve is one of the flaws that Al left behind. What can this mere steam valve explain? I don't know, Wu-Ten man. I'm going with the flow. Al once told me, Mr. Shen, this is the engine telegraph. It's used to adjust the ship's speed. Once you're done, the speed of the ship will be adjusted and the bell will stop ringing. However, according to my observation of Shipmaster Lo's operation, to alter the speed of the ship, you must adjust the steam valve on the steam engine. You do? I did not notice this. Very nice, the Live 2D. You're right, detective. Oh, thank you, Afu. The engine telegraph is just a communication device. It can't change the speed of the ship. It's true, Al rarely touches the steam boiler, but how does that prove she's the murderer? Because this steam valve has never been adjusted, it has always been in a fully open state. I did notice that. I thought that Mr. Shen was the one who adjusted the last acceleration. We didn't touch it. Yeah, only you could operate such a complex steam turbine properly. I'm like, but all we did was like move the thing around. That was why Shipmaster Low praised me. When in fact, under Al's guidance, all I did was operate the engine telegraph. The steam valve has been maintaining the same state as before Old Ling was murdered. Detective, I think I understand, but I also don't understand. No one has been operating... Well, Master Ling has not been operating the valve this whole time. What does this have to do with the case? The time of death. If we combine the steam valve with this evidence, we can deduce Old Ling's true time of death, which is the navigation log. The log records the ship navigation at full speed before nearing the Long King Temple. Thereafter, the cockpit issued a command to decelerate at 9:30. Since there was a prompt response, there are no special records on the log. Am I correct? Yes, that's true. But in fact, the valve of the steam engine remained fully open. Even though there was a response from the engine telegraph, the valve was not adjusted. No wonder our ship would hit a porpoise. Oh yeah, it hit a dolphin! And you didn't notice there was something off about the ship's speed? Although I did feel that the paddle wheels were turning rather quickly, it was too dark and foggy to determine the speed, then everything else happened. Shipmaster Low, has there ever been a time where Old Ling forgot to adjust the steam valve? Never. Or wouldn't make any sense. This pretty much indicates that at 9:30, Old Ling had already come to harm. Uncle Ling was murdered. Of course he couldn't work anymore. What does that have to do with me? I have a professional habit of checking the time whenever something happens. Old Ling came to ask for Al's help in the engine room around 9:20. 10 minutes later, 9:30, as John had mentioned, the ringing of the engine telegraph began. Which means Old Ling was killed within the 10-minute time frame after you enter the engine room. After killing Old Ling, the murderer turned off the ringing noise but didn't adjust the valve. Because she didn't know. I hired Al to work in the engine room, but Old Ling won't let her touch the steam engine. She didn't know that she had to do that. You've never touched the steam engine, so you only know how to operate the engine telegraph. Coincidence? That's really just a coincidence. Besides the deceased, everyone who received a Mahjong card has been in this dining room. As the waitress, you were able to naturally approach each of us to leave a card. Before the power outage, you were standing next to Mr. Wu with the socket right behind you. Is that also a coincidence? Oh, she shorted out the fuse. He's saying Al was behind the power outage? The power outage not only made it convenient for her to take the card from the table, it also created chaos and distracted the shipmaster from using the engine telegraph. As long as Old Ling's body was discovered after Madame Ying, her plan was half successful. Then she just had to steal the hairpin to create the illusion that Old Ling died after Madame Ying, giving her the perfect alibi while she investigated the case with John. That is why Al is the true murderer of this case. Okay, she takes a sip of her soda. Miss Shen, could you allow me to say something? Sure. Why not? Although we haven't spent much time together on the ship, I admired you greatly. Yeah? I have no way to refute your analysis. What you mean is that our claim is consistent with the facts, am I correct? Will you confess to your crimes? I'm sorry, shipmaster. I refuse to confess. Alright, here we go. Mr. Shan learned a lot through the investigation. You always said that there are no flawless crimes, but the truth is, flawless reasoning also doesn't exist. You can't ensure the integrity and authenticity of the clues you obtain. Just like Miss Inch's situation, when new clue appears, new logic may also arise. She's not wrong. Believe that L is correct. I mean, she's not wrong. There's no guarantee that there will not be anything new unforeseen. Even if we limit the time of Oling's murder to a 10-minute interval, we still have no way to confirm that Al is the murderer. Don't be too persistent! The problem Al mentioned is precisely the reason why presumption of innocence is necessary. That is also true. It is also the source of progress in crime investigation and forensic science. The purpose of a detective's existence is not to catch the murderer, but to find the truth. Understand. Since Al investigated the case with you, she's been in your line of sight the whole time. This will have a certain impact on her behavior. Considering Al was with me the entire time, this event may prove that she is the murderer. Alright, I'm very confused. I don't know where we're going with this. The Mahjong card was placed before she was with us. This kerosene lamp. Dining hall newspaper I don't think really helps us. This has already been used and doesn't really pertain to anything during the investigation. Oh no, I have bots. Go away. Liquidity 15. I'm busy. I'm busy using my tiny little brain. I mean, honestly, a lot of the setup the murder had to do, you would need to be part of crew to get to certain place set up. It was wraps from the start. That is also true. Oling's Mahjong card? And an item would still be on her. Oh! The hairpin! The missing hairpin should still be on her. She had nowhere to hide it. She had no time to dispose of it. If my guess is correct, Madame Ying's missing hairpin is still on your person. Yeah, because she would have to take it from the body between the time we took it to the morgue. And she was with us the whole time after. She had no time to dispose of it. You were with me throughout the investigation, and their hairpin was the focus of our attention. I believe that you did not have the chance. To get rid of it. Shipmaster Lo, I would like to ask Miss Ingchi to help examine Al's pockets. This is the last resort. Whether to execute her or not is up to you to decide. Life is at stake. There's no need for that. She has it. The hairpin that you're looking for is indeed in my possession. The reason why I've been holding on to it is for— oh! She's trying to kill someone! Damn, girl! The girl went for the brother immediately! And of course she was stopped! I don't know in what circumstances did she think she was gonna succeed. With literally 7 other people in the room! But okay! Yingchu just saved your life. Weren't you tied up? This binding method is often used in escape magic. It can't trap me. Damn! Yingchu's boss! If magic is good, you better give her her inheritance. That was close. Was this close? You're putting an end to everything? There's no hate without cause. Do you have a bad history with these people? I called it cold-blooded! You did! How could there be any bad history? These young lads must have been possessed. Please! You still on about that? Do you still remember Chao Chang-ying, head of the Yangtze River Escort Agency? I always thought my daddy and others died because the waves tipped over the ship until... Oh, there's more to the ship accident! Why? Yeah, I want to know why she wants to kill you. Why don't you want to know the truth? Go on, Al. Until I overheard them with my own ears. I thought you said you'd leave with your family after you got the money. What are you doing back here? Oh, so why is Wu Liangxing the first mate here? He doesn't know anything, does he? Master, Madame, don't worry. Running into you two and Mr. Liangxing was just by chance. I have paid for my sins. My wife and child have died of illness, and I will soon join them. I no longer want to have any further involvement in that matter, and I won't say a word. You better keep your word, bite your tongue, carry this secret to the grave. Alright, Madame Ying. Confess to your sins! I still think this is too much of a coincidence. It makes me feel uneasy. Listen, Wu Tianmen. What goes around comes around, whether it's this life or the next one. Karma gets us all. Those pirates you hired back in the day, can you trust them? They've long hated the escort agency. We seek well, they take life. The seal deal. Oh! Besides, those pirates are either dead or locked away. They're long gone. Oh! She planned all of this to take over the family business? What if there was a careless slip-up somewhere? You're slipping up right now! They were dragged burdened with rocks and buried in a sand pit at the bottom of the river. It's impossible to slip up. Y'all didn't check the door was locked? Alright. It seems that's just a coincidence. You worked an inside job stealing your own family's transport behind old Master Wu's back. Goes around, comes around. You even spread rumors saying the guards were motivated by greed and fled with the money. The poor escorts of the Yangtze River Escort Agency have been earnest all their lives. But they were betrayed, murdered, slandered, and buried with dirt on their names. I just wanted to seek justice for them. After the agency died unjustly, peace was no more as the pirates ran rampant. This has been an utter betrayal of their heroism and sincerity. The reputation of an escort is greater than one's life. Every debt must be paid off. The families of the agencies were willing to give their all down to the last grain of rice, just to pay off the debt and save the reputation of the Yangtze River Escort Agency. My poor mommy died performing for money without living to see this day. These hairpins were my mommy's dowry. Ying just snatched one when she ransacked our home. The other one, my mommy secretly hid it, saying she saved it for me to keep. These past few days, the tassels of the hairpin on Incho's head has been swaying before me. After overhearing their conversation, how could I continue to suffer in silence? Don't do bad things, guys. What goes around comes around. Always. Always. It's not this life, it'll be the next. Mr. Tianmen, is everything Alex just said true? I wasn't involved. Yangtze was not who came up with the idea. You weren't involved? So you didn't take any of the silver that was stolen? Oh, he totally did. I just wanted to get some money to pay off my debt. I didn't think she'd be so ruthless. I didn't want something like that to happen either. I've been reciting... Oh. Since you're so sincere, please put the whole story on paper and sign it, Mr. Tianmen. I don't think that's really necessary. Oh, it absolutely is. I don't want to have a brother like you anymore! Damn, First Mate Wu, I was wrong about you! My sincerest apologies, but you gotta admit you're kinda sauce. Wu Liangxing, You're trying to get your brother killed? This matter is between you and Al anyway. Maybe you two just resolve it alone. Come on. Write and sign or resolve it alone. Choose for yourself. Damn, that's harsh. I'll write it. That was quick. Now that the truth is out in the open, what do you plan to do with Al? I mean, she still killed people. She had the option of coming to us with the truth, and she chose revenge. In my opinion, they started it. Al's revenge is understandable. Listen. Detectives and prosecutors are not the jury, and they are not God. Their job is not to decide who goes to jail, who pays for what. It's also not Al's. No one can play prosecutor and jury. Ethically, it is wrong. However, Al had still taken 2 lives. Don't send her in. I knew I had to face the consequences when I killed them. Angel and Uncle Ling are dead. Now with Wutiman's confession, I have no regrets. I will accept all punishment. There's no need to put yourself in a difficult position. Are you sure that's what you want? Considering the unlawful infringement, your act of revenge target has long come to an end. Your revenge will be defined as murder. But the fact is she did murder someone. She could have just came to us with the truth. She chose not to. I mean, I get why she didn't. We just sent her like that Al's life will be in danger. Every action have consequences. I'm responsible for my actions, I won't regret it. You know, respect. There's nothing we can do. Punishment must be executed by the official to break the cycle of murder and revenge. What do you think? I would like to quote the Great King Code. I don't even know what that is. We'll quote the Great King Code because I don't know what it is. I believe there's still leeway to turn things around. The laws and decree of the King dynasty are different from those you are familiar with. The Great King Code states if one's parents are murdered and they don't go to officials, by killing the perpetrator, they are guilty of killing without authorization. The punishment is being beaten by a staff 60 times. If the perpetrator had angered them into seeking revenge, punishment will be further reduced. So it tech means that not only is Al not required to pay with her life, there's also a chance to reduce her sentence. You know, I don't really agree with this. Just because you have a reason to kill someone doesn't mean it's okay for you to kill someone. You know, that's just me. Anyway, we have solved the case. I've solved the case. It went in a different direction than I anticipated. And now Afu's gonna follow me wherever I go. Have you been following me? Why are you following me around? My tongue is okay now, so I can speak without any problems. You make that sound like it's a good thing. Okay? For the next few days, keep a light diet, speak less, and rest your tongue. Apparently, Shen's also a doctor. Amazing. You managed to crack such a difficult case. Actually, if it were not for Al's eagerness for revenge, at least all's well that ends well. We were able to string the evidence and testimonies that were like scattered fish balls. Scattered fish balls? Into an intricate and delicious fishbowl skewer. Okay. Cool. I see. I want to say what? The work you do is extremely meaningful. Okay, and the truth behind the missing escort was exposed back then. This tragedy wouldn't have happened. So what? I would like to be your assistant. Yeah, how can you be a detective's assistant when you fainted at the sight of blood? It's actually facts, though. Bloodstains are inevitable at the scene of murders. Oh, I've already come up with a solution. Is that why he wears those god-awful glasses? What? This is your new invention? This is a filter I made just for investigating cases. I tried it already. With this on, blood won't make me squeamish. Okay. No, I didn't agree, but okay, sure, why not? Please take off those ridiculous glasses, I hate them. Anyway, let's talk to everybody. Let's start with Yingchu. There's something you should know. What? Go on. Al said that she saw me speaking with Uncle Ling in private. It's the truth. Yeah, what did you and Uncle Ling talk about? It's almost Al's birthday, so Uncle Ling prepared a yellow coat skirt as a gift. He embroidered the geese on the skirt himself and was just asking me if they look like ducks. By the way, why did he embroider geese on the skirt? Al's name is Little Geese in Chinese. Well, technically it's Little Goose. It's singular. But that's why. Uncle Ling loved Al with his heart. They were like a true father and daughter. How did things come to this? The location where Al stabbed Oling to death was next to the speaking tube. Yet Oling did not resist or call for help. He must have felt mixed emotions before he died. Why don't you tell Al about this? Perhaps it could result in a feeling of estrangement in her heart. Don't judge a person before you walk a mile in their shoes. There are some grievances that cannot be resolved. There's something I just can't understand. What? At the time, why were you willing to risk all to put away the deck of poker cards? Other people may not know, but I know that you really don't care about your inheritance. Maybe I was just scared senseless by what I saw. Actually, when investigating the poker cards, I noticed something else that was odd. It must be the secret that Yingchu truly wanted to protect. Dig deeper! I'm curious! Point out the peculiar poker cards? Oh. I heard the unique, most famous performance telepathy uses poker cards. In this set of cards, the number of pips on some cards does not match the number on the corner. That must be the case. I believe that compared to fame and inheritance, what Miss Yingchu truly cares about is how to protect the secret behind the magic trick. You're free to interpret this matter however you like. If you ever visit Shanghai, you're welcome to come watch our show. Oh, thank you. I love magic shows. Let's talk to Shipmaster Lo. I didn't want to talk to you, Afu. I want to talk to Shipmaster Lo. We were able to get to the bottom of this thanks to you, Mr. Shan. I was only able to get close to the truth through pure love. One more thing I'd like to ask your help with. What is it? Afu came to me and said he wanted to go solve cases with you. Afu shut himself in and made gadgets on the ship ever since his grandfather passed away. Now that he's willing to get off, I can't tell you how happy I am. But he's a simple and pure kid. I worry about him, so please look out for him. I suppose I will. I don't have a choice. After this, it seems Miss Yingchu and Mr. Tiemann have lost their inheritance rights. If you didn't just bring it up, I didn't even notice that. Sure about that, First Mate Wu? That's why they say what goes around comes around. That's what I've been saying! Tiemann dug his own grave, but Yingchu, if she ever needs money as her brother, I won't stand by and watch. Oh, that's nice of you. That's very kind of you. Joseph! What a whirlwind of ups and downs and twists and turns of events this evening. You say so. But you're on your toes, fasten the drawing, quite literally the cat's whiskers. If you say so. You need to hold your horse to learning idioms. He's having fun, leave him alone. Why would you say something like that to sadden me so? Yeah, he's so excited to learn new things. His slow and steady wins the race. That is also true. And could you evaluate my proficiency in idioms? It's out of this world and beyond belief. Please. You bet your boots we go hand in hand. This is only funny if you understand Chinese. The fog has cleared and the sun is up. That is That is how we met Afu on this lovely steamship. After a double homicide plus one accidental death. Very exciting, very exciting. I can't even understand the poem that is being written on screen. That's like Shakespeare to me. So did Al's sentence reduction succeed in the end? Hello, journalist Ben. Of course. For her, it's kind of a justice finally served. You know, an eye for an eye makes everybody blind. I'm just saying. You know, I can understand where she came from. I can understand where she came from. Not saying I would make the same choice, but I can understand it. Also, the girl is so silly. All she had to do was toss the body overboard and then there's no murder. No body, no crime. It could have just gone missing. Silly girl. I feel like something's not quite right in this case. Miss Wen, please share your thoughts. Time. In theory, Al considered murder after eavesdropping on Yangtze and Wu Timen's talk. But is it possible for someone to devise such a meticulous plan in such a short time? To plan ahead, how could she ensure all Wu's aboard the ship? Miss Wen, you're indeed sharp noticing even this detail. Is still a hidden aspect to this case? Maybe Afu. It would have been found by the dragon in the waters? Yeah. Dragons would have been like, yum yum, snack for me. Delicious. Indeed, someone has benefited significantly from this incident. Unfortunately, Al decided to show this on her own and we can't find any other evidence. Is that person? Miss Wan, we've arrived in Yangtze. Afu, you interrupted a very important part of the conversation. I wanted to know what happened. I wanted to know who they suspect. Because there's only 2 people that we can suspect, and I don't like the idea of one of them. Muto, why did Afu interrupt a very important conversation like that? I don't understand. There's an opportunity to give it a try. The umbrella. Oh my god, Afu has an automatic hand-free umbrella. I would like one. Yangtze is your hometown? That's correct. You rarely mention it. The experience here haven't been pleasant. Oh no. We're about to discover Shen's daddy issues. Golden Words Publishing House is right ahead. Let's go there quickly. Not before I change your outfit. Not before I change your outfit. Ha! I no longer have to look at the godforsaken glasses. I can change her outfits too! Oh, she's so cute. We're gonna put her in Academy knitwear. This is really cute too. But it looks a little overly warm. Shen can stay in this fancy suit because I like the fancy suit. Alright. Let's investigate Yangtze. Oh. Mr. Shen and Mr. Su, welcome to Golden Words Publishing House. Hello, madame. I am Fan Han Chu, the supervisor here. Thank you, ma'am. Nice to meet you, ma'am. Hello, Miss Fan. Through your telegram, we have learned about the incident in Petal Town. Oh, that's right. That's right. This is after the first murder. I forgot about that. Thank you both for uncovering the truth. You're welcome, ma'am. Miss Liu was an outstanding editor. Miss Liu was an outstanding editor and passing away is truly regrettable. We have published an article explaining Lo Shiwen's contribution to Lo Pei's novels. I hope this will provide some comfort to Miss Liu. P. Chen valued the reputation of the authors greatly and hopes that she is aware of it. Miss Liu would surely be happy about that. The rain gets heavier. Please come in and continue our conversation indoors. Yes, ma'am. She's so, like, proper and grandmotherly. It makes me want to be on my best behavior. Mr. Shen, are you here to look for a specific book? May I know the title? About that. I'm not sure about the exact title either. But according to Lo Shiwen, Lopez the Confined Room Mystery borrows ideas from this book. The manuscripts that P. Chen has handled are plentiful. If we were to go through every piece of them, it would indeed take a long time. Mr. Shen, do you have any other information? This matter might be helpful in finding the book. It would have been Lopez's visit. 6 months ago, Lopez visited the publishing house. He must have read the manuscript during that time. That time, it was me who invited Lopez to come, and I also took him to the archives. But I am not sure which manuscripts he had gone through during his visit. This matter might be helpful in finding the book. Lo Shiwen's accusation. Did Miss Liu mention anything about Lopez borrowing ideas from others before she left Yangtze? She mentioned that she wanted to verify something with him, but she did not provide any details. Why didn't she mention it at all? She wanted... P. Chen is a cautious person. Exactly, she wanted to be sure, Afu. She wanted to be sure. She never spoke without conducting thorough investigations first. Alright. Talk about P. Chen's work. What kind of work was Miss Liu busy with during her final days? Was any of her work related to the manuscripts? But I had to say, P. Chen has recently made a great effort to reread rejected manuscripts. Why would she reject the manuscript that have already? Why would she reread the manuscript that have already been rejected? Previously, we didn't prioritize detective novels as a genre, so many submissions were rejected. But in recent years, detective novels have been increasingly popular among readers. Everyone loves a good mystery. P. Chen has hoped to discover more talented authors from within this genre. In other words, there may be some excellent novels that have been overlooked in the rejection. Exactly. P. Chen believed that the popularity of detective novels can bring great benefits. It showcases a rigorous mode of logical thinking and also encourages everyone to seek the truth. For readers constrained by the 8-legged essay, this is a refreshing change. I don't know what an 8-legged essay is. What Miss Liu was doing was indeed very meaningful. Maybe Miss Liu realized the ideas in Lopez's books were plagiarized while sorting the rejects. That's why she wanted to talk to Lopez. Sure, Miss Fan, could we take a look at those rejected manuscripts? Please, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. They were all sent back to the archives room. Let me take you there. Thank you, ma'am. I feel like she's gonna sit me down any minute, offer me tea and snacks. Strange. The rejected manuscript that P. Chen has sorted through was supposed to be here. Oh no! Our evidence has disappeared. How could they have disappeared? They're gone. They're gone. It's the parrot talking. Oh, whom's you, young lady? Praise me. Sure. Did you finish your meal? I'm done. Oh, this is really hard. It's very hard to sound like a cockatoo. Mr. Shen, this is Wu Li, the archivist, and Chu is her parrot. If you need any assistance, feel free to ask her for help. Miss, where are the manuscripts? Julie, Mr. Shen, and Alpha are both detectives. They came to us to investigate clues, and we will do our best to assist them. Detectives? The kind that solve murder cases? Yes! Let me tell you about all the cases I've solved. Exactly. How interesting. I love it. She's so cute. This is actually the first time I met a real-life detective. Me too! Alive? Like, this is the first time you met a detective alive? Oh, I guess she means between books and, like, real life. Actually, I'm a detective novelist too. My pen name is Appa. That's impressive. Can I read your books? I am still crafting my stories. You know what? During our conversation, I suddenly got a great idea. Ma'am, I need the manuscripts. A detective came in search of lost clues. What lays before him were piles of manuscripts. Find the crucial evidence from within. It was an unprecedented challenge. Ma'am, where are my manuscripts? You haven't even started writing yet? Miss Liu organized some rejected manuscripts of detective novels. Do you know where she put them? We don't have a separate category for detective novels yet. Only narrative fiction, supernatural tales, legal stories, kung fu novels, and romance fiction. Those rejected manuscripts were originally piled upon messily on this table, but wow, where is it? I spent 2 full days organizing every single manuscript and they are now systematically filed. Okay, where are they, ma'am? Praise me. I'll praise you after I see them. So where are they? Why does everyone look so unhappy? Well, looks like you have to search through each bookshelf one by one. Oh. I see. It's done. It's alright. Alright. Let's start searching from the leftmost bookshelf. Your left or my left? Doesn't matter. They're investigating the archives. What an excellent use of our time. Nothing more exciting than this. Best way to spend your day? Sitting in an archive reading through manuscripts from every single bookshelf you can find. Luckily, the game is fast-forwarding the experience for us. Shen has been reading the same book for like the last 20 hours. As time goes by... I finished this stack. I will go and grab another stack. Oh, Shen is gonna keep going. Alright. These are all manuscripts that have been reviewed. Oh, damn. At least I don't have to read them. I haven't come across any plot similar to the confined room mystery. Off was dreaming of food. Off was dreaming of food. All the books on this bookshelf have been reviewed. Huh? Who that? Why is there a child here? Let's go chase after the child. Huh? How did I end up back here again? Alpha has also disappeared somewhere. Oh no, is it a ghost? Ghosts are my area of expertise, Shen. Ghosts are my area of expertise if you need assistance. Interesting. Back once again. The Confined Room Mystery! Chapter 5. There's 6 chapters in this game, by the way. Why is the music so creepy? Me no likey. Alright, I guess I just have to keep walking forward. Because, you know, there's nothing else I can do. I can only work towards left or right. It won't let me go left, so I just gotta keep walking right. I'm scared. Mommy? Bookshelf. This bookshelf is filled with books. There seems to be one book that appears different from the others. Grey's Anatomy. Don't be afraid, it's me. You scared me. Do you steal Dad's opium pipe again? Oh, that was us as a child. Our brother is handling our father who has an opium addiction. We have been out of money at home. You sold off everything. Who said there's no money left? Where did that little rascal go? The manager of the theater will come to picking up in a few days. Oh, damn! Our father tried to sell us off! As long as he behaves and goes with that person, it's quite a sum of money. It's crazy! After raising you for so many years, it's time for you to show filial piety. Ah! Oh my god! Huh? Huh? What the hell? Huh? What the hell? Wait, what? Huh? Wait, what? I was not expecting this! What is happening? Huh? I thought this was a detective game! Why am I being chased? If I have to guess, this is a nightmare. But why am I being chased? I thought this was a detective game! Oh my god! Huh? Oh, I bet our brother killed our dad. Or we killed our dad. I'm not sure which. It's our brother. I don't know, brother, but that was really scary. That was really scary. I didn't like it at all. If you don't let me in, then I'll perform the magic tricks for someone else. Close your eyes. Oh, we had a good brother. Too bad he's, RIP'd. Aww. This is fluorescent powder. It glows in the dark. Junping, have you heard the story of the little monkey? No, but I sure would like to hear it from you. One evening, a little monkey was playing by the pond. He saw the moon reflect in the water and reached out to touch it. Oh, this is so cute! The game is like, now that I've frightened you, have some adorable monkey animation. Ripples appeared on the water surface and the moon disappeared amidst the ripples. The little monkey was shocked, thinking that it had shattered the moon. Actually, it was just the reflection of the moon in the water. The moon disappeared because it was covered by clouds. That thing is not your fault from the beginning to the end. Even if dark clouds cover the entire sky, you still have your own shining star. I recently found a method that might be able to cure your aphasia. What's aphasia? Oh no. Hannah, what's aphasia? Let me Google this. This word is not in my vocabulary. Aphasia is a neurological language disorder that impairs a person's ability to speak, write, and understand both spoken and written language. I see. So that's how he knows how to cure Afu. I read in a medical journal that excessive fright might cause tongue retraction leading to hyoid dislocation and speech impairment. Man, I'm so sad our brother is dead. He's so kind and so good looking. The hyoid bone is repositioned using inclined speech function may be restored. I know those doctors all said that you would never be able to speak again. But I won't give up. I give it a try? Alright. Our brother fixed us! No wonder Shen really wants to find his brother's killer. If unconscious trauma cannot be released or healed, they may result in the emergence of different cells to avoid confronting internal conflicts. Now we know why Shen has like a shady split personality inside of him. Like all MCs, he has daddy issues. This is one of the psychological defense mechanisms for self-protection. What are you reading? Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams explores the origin and treatment of mental disorders. See, I want to understand the psychological reasons behind opium addiction and find ways to treat it. Brian, I hate to break it to you, it is the year 2026, and drug addiction continues to be a problem. I just want you to know that. Nothing has changed. Opium is rampant nowadays, causing harm not only to our family, but also to countless others. There are already drugs available on the market for quitting opium. Yeah, but that's only assuming people want to quit. Most of the opium cessation medications are placebos, expensive yet with minimal effectiveness. Therefore, you want to find a truly effective treatment method. In one of Freud's articles, I learned about a plant called croc. Freud utilized extracts from it to treat conditions such as depression. You know, Freud might have been the father of psychology, but he was also wrong about a lot of things. Not that you would know that, Brian, considering this is the 1920s. This could help with opium addiction, then the tragedy of a family would not be repeated. Alright, we've learned about Shen's tragic background. How much longer do we have to wait? Fishing is so boring. Oh, he's reminiscing on his time with his brother. Caught a fish. When the fish bites the hook, don't rush to reel it in. Be patient and wait. When a big fish bites, there will be a noticeable tug. I've never fished in my life. It's a mandarin fish. I don't know what that means. Go home. Tonight we'll make steamed mandarin fish. Thanks. Thanks, Brian. I'm sure this will all be important later. The northern part of Russia is adjacent to the Arctic and has snow throughout the year. Every day feels like winter. It's freezing cold. Is there a place where it's always summer? Yes. Yes, and I do not like it. Equatorial Africa, such as Congo, experiences scorching heat and harsh conditions. Where are you going to study medicine? Right here in London, the capital of the UK. Shen made up this tragic backstory so we feel bad for him? I mean, maybe. He could be Delulu. They gave him a very similar backstory to Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes' fictional mother has schizophrenia, and Sherlock Holmes in the novel was always concerned about the fact that he will also one day have schizophrenia. But in this case, they gave him the schizophrenia and gave his dad the problems instead. Oh Also, note, Sherlock Holmes also had an older brother. But Mycroft is alive still. In the book, anyway. You two young gentlemen have great talents. Especially younger Shen obtained a government scholarship for studying abroad. My boy Mycroft? Yeah. Interesting how he and Sherlock have, like, not the best relationship, but... it's to be expected from a family that's as dysfunctional as theirs. Let's take a photo today to commemorate the two of you. Once the two of you return, you will surely achieve great success and accomplish great things. Oh. Wait to jinx them, Mr. Photographer. Our photography studio can also share in the glory. Alright. Wait to jinx Shen and Brian's future. Actually, Shen's English name is John. They're actually John and Brian. Our brother. Who in the world murdered you? I'm sus that it's Joseph, but I don't like that. I don't like the fact that I'm sus of Joseph. But Joseph just gives off such final boss vibes. I'm hoping it's not Joseph. Because I really like Joseph. Alright, loading. Oh. Well, damn. Oh my god. How many times have you returned to this point? I don't know. The darker side of me. I'm not counted. 1,121st time. Well, I'm glad someone's keeping count. 3 years, almost every night you have been here. But you still haven't found the answer. As time goes by, your memory is fading. Don't stand in my way. Oh, we don't have a good relationship without split personality. I will definitely uncover the truth behind my brother's murder. Then I guess you have no time to lose. Oh. Alright, time to investigate this place some more. We're investigating the crime scene in our memory. Trophy, laboratories, equipments, pharmaceutical books, and wax cylinder placed on the cabinet. Currently, no special findings have been made. Lab bench. Already observed the items on the lab bench. Take another look. Sure, why not, since we're already here. Dismantled kerosene lamp on the table. Several long cotton threads soak in the kerosene bottle, a small brush inside. Toxicology tests indicate that the death of my brother is not related to strychnine. There could be various underlying causes for his body contortion. Stack of oil paper on the table. Each sheet is large and thin. Various chemicals and reagents placed on the lab bench. Among them, there are aspirin, procaine, and trichloromethane. I think I said that right. Test tubes contain powder, herbal medicines such as Sephora, Flavescens, and Angelica sinensis. I don't know if I said that right. Alright. Okay. Seems like it doesn't matter what I click on. They're all the same answer. I'm just gonna click on every single one of them. Because YOLO. YOLO. Okay. Nothing new here. Let's exit. Circular outline. What was originally inside this white circle? A roll of Morse code paper strip, which we took as evidence. Found it on the ground. I suspect it fell from the Morse code machine. Does it have any content on it? It's a telegram from Mr. Bell, Joseph's father. Check the contents discussing the development of a certain drug. Nothing suspicious. Cylinder phonograph. During the incident, from 1:40 to 2:30 p.m., cafe staff heard constant phonograph sounds. They were playing the Peking Opera 7-star lamp. I'm just saying! This is very similar to that one episode of Conan. And I think I've already figured out how the confined room is made. There's a small stool placed between the desk and the candle arrangement. The stool is very small with a height of less than 20 centimeters. There are 7 candles on the floor arranged in the shape of a Big Dipper. Also can serve as surrounding for tape. Each candle has been firmly fixed to the floor with wax. 2 of the candles have a shallow scratch on their side. Telegraph machine! This is the telegraph machine on the table, and there are traces of it being used on that day. The Morse code paper reel we found should be fitted in the hexagonal area on its tape. Other than that, no other abnormalities were found on the machine. Books on the shelf! A book has been taken from the desk. However, it cannot be determined if it was missing before or after the incident. Last photo! Photo of my brother with his classmates taken by Joseph. One person in the photo is Stone Wu and the other person is Toby Chang. I've already observed this place. Should we take another look? Sure, why not? We're already here. The only key to the room was found grasped in my brother's left hand at the time of death. There were only my brother's fingerprints on the key. An unburnt scrap of paper made of foil paper. An asbestos mash. An asbestos mash with burn marks on it. Asbestos is the middle. Has been replaced with wax. Many paper ashes scattered around the chair and on my brother's body as well. My brother's murder on Ghost Festival Day, also the anniversary of our father's death. I think that's everything. Left curtain. There's a door? Oh, it's a police office. The memory isn't pleasant. Do you want to proceed? Not yet. Skylight. Skylight is very high, needing a ladder to reach it. It has been locked from the inside. Glass is a thick layer of accumulated dust, and there are no traces of being touched. Police speculated Brian uses the window scorch marks in experiments. Or it was used to hold up a knife. The fire let it fall. Alright, let's go to the police office. We have no choice now. Let's go. To the unpleasant memory. This is all the case files here. Oh, they speak English. I don't have to read it anymore.
Here. I'll go get the paperwork ready for your signature.
Thank you, sir. It's coming to an end. It is not coming to an end for me. Alright. It's over here. Bookshelf. There are thousands of letters piled up on the bookshelf. Surprisingly, those are letters from the infamous Jack the Ripper case. Among them, some provided information and some are claimed to be written by the killer. Newspaper. A copy of the Times on August 16th. The headline is about a fire incident. Deadly St. Mary Hospital fire claims lives of 20 patients. London St. Mary Hospital on fire last night, resulting in the tragic death of 20 patients. Fire broke out on the second floor around 9 p.m. quickly engulfed the entire building. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. ... New clue! Map. There's a map on the wall showing police jurisdiction boundaries. The red lines on the map connect to different crime scenes. Auntie Chen's house is located in Area A under the jurisdiction of Westminster Police Station. More clues! Key. The only key to the crime scene room was held in my brother's left hand during the incident. After examinations found that the key only had fingerprints belonging to my brother. Photo of the key, distinct oriental style and its appearance intricate craftsmanship. This key has a side cut mechanism, making it difficult to duplicate. Murder weapon! This is the dagger that took my brother's life. The blood on it has already coagulated. As Officer Jones mentions, compared to a regular dagger, this dagger is lighter. Homicide/suicide, Brian Chen, Toby Chen are all suspects. His name is Brian Chen. The police have found 2 fingerprints on the dagger, and both of them belong to my brother. Interestingly, both fingerprints are located at the end of the dagger handle. There are also slight scorch marks on the ring at the end of the dagger handle. Yeah, scorch marks. Morse code paper reel. This is the Morse code paper reel Officer Jones found at the crime scene. The center of the paper reel has a hexagonal groove. One end of the paper has been folded over, forming a strange bend. Inside of the paper tape is quite dirty and shows signs of wear and tear. Oh, is there? Paper strip is filled with dots and lines, which are Morse code. New clue obtained. The police have successfully deciphered the telegrams. Read the telegram. You have 5 telegrams from Mr. Bell to my brother, starting 2 weeks before the incident. Adjusted medication proven effective in small trials. Congratulations. Not your fault. No need to blame yourself. Drug development challenging path. Keep going up belief success waits. Optimism needed. Assistance offered anytime. Stay positive. Understand concerns. Office meeting tomorrow, 9 a.m. On the afternoon when my brother was murdered, Toby Chen was studying in the library. The library administrator, George, confirmed that Toby Chen had a clear alibi. Okay, let's read Appendix 2. The appendix of this file shows the police's investigation on Stone Wu. Stone Wu is a close friend of Brian. It is said that they had a heated argument in the past. Stone Wu suddenly left the UK the day before Brian's death. The police were unable to reach him. No one knows why he suddenly left, but this also serves as his alibi. The departure record in the appendix led the police to exclude him as a suspect. Did he really depart, though? Just because he did on paper does not mean he did in person. Auntie Chen said that she sat at the gate all afternoon. Coffee shop staff confirmed this as fact. Auntie Chen mentioned brewing herbal medicine herself. Upon investigation, she was found to have a fatal illness with only 1 year at most to live. Police interrogation transcripts, the subject being Toby Chen, Mr. Bao, and Mrs. Chang. Whose transcript do you want to read? All of them! Let's start with Toby.
Officer, I am a distinguished graduate of UCL. How could I possibly commit murder?
You know, they do a really good job of the voice acting. He really does sound very Foff.
There's competition between ye and the victim, Brian.
Yeah.
Shen.
It's competition. Tell me more.
Besides, you were the last
Yeah.
one to see him.
Yeah, you know, the last one to see him makes you sus. Although I don't think you did it.
I did see him. Well, you can't condemn me as guilty just because I saw him, right?
No, but makes you sus.
Whether you're deemed guilty depends on your answers to the following questions.
Yeah, we have questions for you. Your
On the
quarrel.
day of Brian's death, August 15th, someone claims
Yeah, what were you guys arguing about? Tell me more.
We had no argument. It must be someone trying to smear my name.
Oh, damn. Smearing your name, huh?
I can explain that.
Okay, explain.
At 9 a.m. that morning, I was going to the Wandsworth Library to borrow books, passing by Pimlico.
What's Pimlico?
I saw Brian coming out of Mr. Bell's office building. I greeted him, but he pretended not to hear.
Pretended not to
I
hear.
was angry. I grabbed him to confront and discuss the situation.
Okay.
Just because you greeted him and he did not respond?
Yeah, why does he have to respond to you?
Not exactly. Mr. Bell's research project should be mine. He stole it away.
Oh, so you do have qualms with the victim.
Not only shamelessly took my project, but also deliberately ignored me. Wasn't that infuriating?
Enough for you to kill him?
So you got into an argument with him or that?
I didn't.
He seems asthmatic.
absent-minded, not responding as if he
Oh.
couldn't hear what I was saying.
Oh. He's probably drugged.
Someone looked our way, so I let him go. There was no argument at all.
Whether you're
I
deemed
guess
guilty depends on your answers to the
I
following
guess
questions.
that's not an argument if it's a one-sided, you know, being angry.
Where were you between 1 and 3
Yeah,
in the
let me get your
afternoon
alibi,
that day?
sir.
I spent the entire afternoon studying at the library, then returned to the lab in the evening.
Okay.
Is there someone who can vouch for your whereabouts?
The librarian
The
named
librarian named George can
testify.
testify. Okay, so he has an alibi.
Whether you're deemed guilty depends on-
Other suspects.
You ken of others who might bear a grudge against Brian?
I wouldn't know. I'm usually focused on my
Oh,
academic pursuits.
he's like, I only care about
Others'
yourself.
business.
Brian's business is not my business, except when he steals my projects.
Mr. Cheng,
I really don't know. Only one time I overheard him having a heated argument with Stone Wu.
Stone, ooh, tell me
is there a
more.
relationship between
Yeah.
Stone Wu and Brian Shen? Do you ken why they had an argument?
They are friends.
They're
Stone
friends?
also borrowed money from Brian.
You borrow money from my brother?
Their
Sus.
argument might be related to money, but I'm not so sure about specifics.
I see. You should pay more attention to others.
Stone recently made a fortune. Moreover, he hurriedly returned to China the day before Brian's incident. Definitely fishy.
I agree.
We'll
He
verify.
knows something.
Whether you're deemed guilty depends on your
He knows something. Even if he didn't kill my brother, he knows something. Let's listen to Mr. Watson Bell. So let's listen to Watson Bell.
Mr. Bell is sorry for the trouble.
After all, Brian was a researcher in the project I funded and a friend of Joseph's.
Wow. It's a very posh accent you've got over there, Mr. Bell.
I will do everything I can to bring the truth to light.
Funding program.
This funding project is about opium cessation drugs.
Opium cessation medication is one of Watson Pharmacy's core businesses.
Oh. It's not called Bell Pharmacy, it's called Watson Pharmacy? Oh. Seems like someone is a narcissist.
We have always placed a strong emphasis on research and development in this area.
Okay.
In fact, the person we initially funded wasn't Brian, but his classmate, Toby Cheng.
We heard.
Unfortunately, Toby had lofty ambitions, but little progress after 6 months.
Maybe Brian made too much progress. And Big Morphing didn't like that.
Joseph introduced me to Brian. He was facing pressure from the Sassoon family due to his research.
The Sassoon family?
The Sassoons benefit greatly from the opium trade. They will by no means stand idle
Yeah?
by.
big OPM is at play here, mayhaps?
When I saw his research progress, it only strengthened my determination to support him. Also, the reason Brian studied pharmacy and aspired to develop better opium cessation medication was because his family was ruined and...
That is true. That is true. My father beat me because of opium.
I believe he is the most suitable person to carry out this research. I will do everything I can to bring the truth to light.
Talk to me about the office
Here
dispute.
you having an argument with Brian in the office on the morning of August 15th?
At 9 a.m. that morning, I had arranged to meet Brian for coffee to
For
talk
coffee?
recent conditions.
You telling me this is all the ploy from Big Fan? Absolutely! Big Pharma is behind everything!
How's she been faring recently?
Big Pharma is behind everything, mark my
The
words.
research faced some difficulties, and Brian was feeling quite down about it. I encouraged him to hold on, but he suddenly became very agitated, so we ended the conversation. It wasn't like his usual self. I intended to talk to him some day later, but...
But he was murdered.
How long has he been in this condition?
In fact, during that period, his condition was quite worrisome. He became very pessimistic.
Oh no, brother became depressed.
In hindsight, I should have kept him a bit longer. I deeply regret that now.
Was he really depressed though?
I
Or was
will
it
do
something
everything
else?
I can to bring the truth to light.
Where were you between 1 and 3 in the afternoon?
Alright, give me your alibi, sir.
There was a
Sorry, can't trust Big Pharma.
seminar that afternoon.
Okay, there was a seminar? How many people saw you?
To deliver a
Oh, you were a speaker. Okay.
Understood. Your alibi is solid. For now, that's all.
Officer, may I add a few more details?
I love details. Give it to me.
Of course.
Brian's research on opium cessation medication touched upon the interests of certain groups.
I agree.
I don't want this case to be overly influenced by external factors affecting police judgment.
I agree. Big Pharma's at play
I
here.
also trust that the details of the case be kept confidential.
Not for me though, because I'm the
I
MC.
will do everything I can to bring the truth.
That's it. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I'm gonna listen to Auntie Chan's testimony now. Thank you. Hello, Auntie Chan.
Police, let bad guys go. Bother this old lady instead.
Sorry, Auntie Chan.
Mrs. Chang, I brought you in for questioning because on that day you were...
Only one at scene? Suspect me as murderer just like that?
I mean, there are more ways, to be suspicious. But, definitely that's one of them.
Which fool would murder in their own home?
You'd be surprised, Mrs. Chang. You'd be surprised.
Mrs. Chang, if you...
Ridiculous! Dare you stop brewing my medicine? Curing illness, extending life?
Uh-huh.
I'll try to keep it brief.
Yeah, can you just give us your alibi? Thank you, ma'am.
Were you between 1 and 3 in the afternoon on that day?
You ask where I was? It was Hungry Ghost Festival. Taboo to go out that day.
That is true.
Soak up sun, dispel bad energy. Been sitting in front of house sunning myself.
Don't look very tan, though, ma'am, if I may say so. But it is London. It's probably foggy.
On that day,
A sunny day in London is like a cloudy day in America.
I'll try to keep it brief.
Alright, let's ask her about other suspects.
During that time, did anyone else enter...
Of course not. No one comes in without my permission. No one's getting in any day. Besides you police. Who else likes barging into others' homes?
You'd be surprised, Mrs. Chan. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Think you might have...
Yes, 2 guys tracking Brian. They've been staring in my house.
Big Pharma! Big Pharma alert!
Walk across the road, and nobody's laid
Big
eyes
Pharma
on the
alert!
mentioned.
Big Pharma alert! Red flag! Red flag!
Somebody from the cafe next door said the same.
I'm
She's
sure I
sure.
didn't see wrong.
Listen, she's an Asian lady. She's got sharp eyes. Granny's solid. She was there for us since day 1. True OG. Absolutely. She's got our back and we've got hers. Alright, it's all a testimony. Oh, I have case files. This is an overview of the case. The police conducted an investigation of each suspicious individual, but they all had alibis. It's a locked room and the only key was in Brian's hand, which led to the conclusion of suicide. Except I know how the locked room was set up, because I was Detective Conan. As Sergeant Joseph's urging, the police conducted several additional rounds of investigation. The police visited a place that Brian frequented, such as St. Mary's Hospital, Savage Restaurant. However, no conclusive evidence was found that could overturn the aforementioned conclusion. Only they watched Detective Conan. Here is attached a layout map of Auntie Chane's house, as well as photographs of the crime scene. Shall I recall the situation of the crime scene again? Sure, why not? Nothing here we have not investigated. Alright, let's get out of here. Oh, I keep... Alright. Let's go back to reading. This is the autopsy record of Brian. The autopsy was personally conducted by Joseph. The report mentions it can be inferred that the time of death was between 2 and 3 in the afternoon. The victim died from hemorrhage shock caused by a weapon piercing the left pulmonary artery. Body in a contorted position, suspicion of strychnine poisoning, but no toxins were detected. Bruising on fingertips with wood shavings, the nail folds. Healed wounds on right foot. No other injuries were found, indicating no signs of probing wounds. In addition, paper ashes found on the body and wax strips found on clothes. Alright. We've investigated.
Master Shen, this here is Sergeant Gaunt, in charge of investigating your brother's case.
Not anymore, so since he wants to close it!
Family of the deceased. The investigation into this case is done and dusted.
You don't sound very British, Sergeant Gaunt. Where you from?
Sign here.
Sergeant Gaunt, I can't sign it yet.
What you say?
My brother won't kill himself.
You questioning the police, are you?
Of course I am! Welcome to 2026, 1922!
No. I just feel that.
Mr. Shen, we hold your brother's case in the highest regard. Very seriously.
Yeah, well, it seems like Sergeant Gaunt really wants to close it. I'm just saying, if it's that serious.
Suicide is the conclusion reached after meticulous investigation and careful consideration.
All of Scotland Yard, you can't figure out a clocked room mystery? Obviously, the investigation was not very meticulous and the consideration was not very careful. I took one look at the room and I figured it out. And all of Scotland Yard can't do it.
Whether it's Joseph or the more experienced Sergeant Gaunt, both are on board with this conclusion.
If Joseph was on board, he wouldn't have been transferred out. I'm saying Big Pharma has to play, Big Pharma has to play.
Collect the remains. No signature, no go with the rest of the bleeding paperwork.
See? Sus! Who paid you? Let me investigate your bank statement. If I sign this paper, it means this case is closed. I cannot sign so easily like this. Brian, what have you been through? This feeling seems something is wrong.
Mr. Shen, are you feeling unwell?
Yeah, I'm feeling unwell from your incompetence! Scotland Yard. Psh.
A voice tells
A voice tells me that.
There is an inconsistency between a certain item I saw earlier and the documents in my hands.
Yeah? There is? Okay. Shen knows something that I don't. Alright, it's to do with this bee, I guess. Whatever that is. Alright, let's look for a bee. I love it when Shen knows things that I don't. Oh! Our brother's case should be jurisdiction of Station A. Why is this Station B?
Officers, I noticed that the letter B is marked on each folder. Is this the police station's code or identifier?
Aye, that's our station code. We're mainly responsible for security in Kensington.
Then what business do you have in Westminster?
The map indicates that the house where the murder occurred is located in the city of Westminster.
Yeah.
On the map,
Sus?
Westminster is labeled with the code A.
Why are you guys investigating it?
Questioning if we ain't got the authority.
Oh, I'm not questioning it. I'm telling you, you don't have the authority.
I'm just raising a reasonable doubt.
I've mentioned to you before, we received the initial distress telegram.
So?
That day, I showed Joseph the distress telegram. He knew the address, so we went together.
Uh-huh.
The person who sent the telegram is crucial. He is likely a key witness. We should continue.
The scene's a locked room, and the only fingerprints on the murder weapon are your brother's.
Does it not seem sus? Does it not seem too clean? A person stabs himself. And there's no signs of, like, struggle? He didn't knock over his chair? You telling me a person sat on the chair, stabbed himself through the heart, and didn't, like... as he falls on the chair, he didn't fall off it? Is that not sus? Sergeant God?
Bits alone are enough to peg it as a suicide.
Yeah, if you're stupid! Bro was committed to a bit, I guess. Still Sergeant God.
Unless you can cough up some proper evidence, go on and get
See?
out of my sight.
See? Brondo, how much do you think Sergeant God got paid for this? Definitely feels like he was bribed by Big Pharma. I'm just saying. Definitely feels like he was bribed by Big Pharma. Other one is the detective. Detective is like an adventurer who ventures into various places, but they always manage to spot detail that others may overlook. Perhaps there's some details that I have overlooked.
If you claim my brother stabbed himself, this piece of evidence seems peculiar.
I don't know where he's going with this. I know how the room was. The scorch marks? Brian's fingertips at the end of the handle. But the scorch marks are there at the same time? Sus.
Officers, something still puzzles me.
Oh, a lot of things puzzle me, Shen, including the competency of Scotland Yard.
The fingerprints found on the dagger belong to my brother's left index and thumb. And the fingerprints are located at the end of the knife handle. It seems that he wasn't gripping the dagger, but rather holding it between two fingers.
He's right. There should have been a palm print on the dagger instead.
In this position, how could he have stabbed himself in the chest with the dagger?
Clearly that ain't the way he held the dagger when he offed himself.
Okay.
But if he held the dagger in a different way, there should have been more fingerprints left.
There should have been a palm print also.
Not necessarily.
They speculate Your brother held the dagger through his shirt sleeves. No finger.
And why would he do that? Why would he do that? For what purpose?
He intended to kill himself.
Yeah,
Why would he avoid leaving fingerprints on the dagger?
exactly. If he was trying to commit suicide, why would he avoid leaving fingerprints? Like, why would he do that if he was gonna stab himself in the chest?
That doesn't matter.
Yes, it does!
You.
Mr. Shintune, get upset. We're not trying to make things difficult for you deliberately.
No, you're not. You're just trying to show me how incompetent Scotland Yard is at this very obviously suspicious case.
The detail you're questioning, even if it's in doubt, it's didn't change the conclusion.
Why? Because Big Pharma pays you off?
It was a locked room.
Which I know how to solve!
All locked from inside.
Which I know how to solve, by the way! If you give me the chance, which you're not gonna give me.
The only key was in your brother's hand.
Which I also know how I got there! Just because you can't figure it out doesn't mean no one else can.
Could have committed the act in such a situation.
Are there truly no other possibilities?
Don't listen to them, Shan. Listen to your inner self. Brainstorm. The truth about the locked room.
有没有可能，凶手提前复制了一把钥匙？
神先生，我跟你说过，我在你哥哥
Yeah, the
手中
key can't be duplicated.
发现唯一的呀，
复制一把钥匙
Not that difficult to duplicate a key, but there's no need to duplicate the key.
你对你的
You know nothing about your own.
知。显而易见的
So obvious that the police would have overlooked
得
it.
不到，
The issue at hand isn't if the key can be duplicated, it's if there was even a need to duplicate the key.
郑夫人家的
Key
钥
features a
匙
unique instrument
还有
design,
一
which
种
you have seen the
我找
case
了
file.
不少锁匠
I've
来
consulted
核实
several locksmiths to verify this and name
能做
none of
出
them can
这样的
replicate it
样
exactly. There is no need to duplicate a key.
但
Is it really true? But why would Auntie Chen's house have used such complex keys and locks?
原因不重要。
The reason is not important.
钥匙
What's important is
让
that
案发现场
this turns the
成为
crime
一
scene
种
into a
仪式
locked room. And if you use your brain, you know it's not a locked room. But that's too hard for you, Surgeon God, because considering you don't have brain cells.
房间唯一的钥匙
The only
在
key
哥
to
哥
the room
手
was in my brother's hand, which suggests that
更
the
可能是
killer
因为凶手
returned the
在
key.
凶手锁好门后，又用某种方式将钥匙送
Perhaps the killer locked the door and then somehow returned the key? Yes.
走。
How was the
通过哪里
return?
送回来
Through the
大概
door.
还是通过门送回钥匙，
Underneath the door.
毕竟门是房间
The
唯一
door
的
is
出口
usually the only entrance and exit point of a room. This is only a mystery for anyone who hasn't watched Conan.
可是
How could the killer return the key to the victim through the door?
门把一
Using a mechanism.
凶手或许可以利
Killer
用
may
工
have
具
used
及物
certain
品
items in their house to construct a mechanism.
机关，
Yes, a mechanism.
机关
What kind of
能把
mechanism
钥
could
匙准
accurately
确地
deliver the
送回
key
被
back
害
into the
人手
victim's
中
hand? I'm glad you asked.
凶手要用
First,
这
the
些
key
物
we
品
need to use an item to connect the key to my brother's hand, which is the telegram tape. The killer likely used this Morse code paper reel to bring the key into the house.
摩斯码纸盘，
Morse code paper reel. Yes! In Conan, it was the tape to an answering machine.
纸袋的内侧比较脏
The inner side of the paper strip is dirty and shows Simon wear. Like, why would it? It makes no sense.
我怀疑
I suspect that these marks are caused by the paper strip being dragged on the ground and through the candle.
不可行。
Not feasible.
首先，
First of all, the orientation of the telegraph machine is an issue.
电报机上的纸
The
盘
paper reel on the telegram machine is facing towards the table, not towards the door. Huh, only if you don't account for the
其次，
granograph.
空间上看，
Furthermore, the telegram machine, the victim, and the door does not align. only if you're dumb.
这里不仅有角
There's
度
not only a difference in angle, but also a difference in height here. That's not a problem if you use something else.
凶手是怎
How
么
could the
用
killer
纸
use the paper
盘
strip to turn the key back to your brother's hand?
仅凭
Easy! The paper strip is not enough. The killer should have used some other items in the room as
究
well.
竟哪些物品构
Which
成
items exactly make up the mechanism, and how did they
我
work?
需要把思路
I need to
搞清楚
organize my thoughts properly. Alright. Killer likely creating the mechanism using the paper strip and some other items in the room. To return the key back to my brother's hand. Here we go. I need to figure out these items. Okay, so the candles are here. The stool goes here. Grab goes here. What is this? Wax cylinders in the machine. Okay. And then... Alright, here we go. Another item is needed. What am I missing? Grass here, the stool is here. They likely pull the tape here through the hand, through the candles. The stool, and it rolled here. Unless... We may or may not die here. What am I missing? Oh. Oh, maybe. Okay, there we go, there we go!
That's how it is.
Ha 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 ha! Can't trick me!
Officers, I know how the killer returned the key.
Yeah, don't let Big Pharma trick you.
Mr. Shenden, please, share your thoughts.
The killer indeed used the code paper strip to transport the key.
Uh-huh.
He inserted one end of the paper strip into the key's chain hole and bent it back in reverse. Used my brother's hand to hold onto the strip.
Mm-hmm.
Next, used a candle to change the direction of the strip and keep it down with a low stool.
Uh-huh.
Installed the reel onto the phonograph. When the phonograph was activated, it retrieved the paper strip and pulled back the key. The key had resistance when passing through the hand, causing the strip to detach.
And it fell into his hand.
Then, the key stayed in his hand. This is the method the killer used to return the key.
Was that so hard, Scotland Yard?
Interesting.
Was that so hard?
Since the Morse code paper reel is not a component of the phonograph, we all instinctively assumed that it could only be installed on the telegraph machine. But in fact, the telegraph machine can't retrieve paper strips.
No, it only feeds them out.
What truly aided the killer in this scheme was the phonograph by the desk.
Was that so hard, Mr. Scotland Yard?
So many uses.
Oh, you wouldn't believe, Officer Jones. Let's investigate the phonograph. This nut has the same hexagonal shape as the slot in the center of the paper reel. By fixing the paper reel here, the killer could retrieve the paper strip using the phonograph. Paper reel could surely be installed here. However, if the paper reel was installed here, it cannot detach by itself. But we did find it on the ground. Still need to point out to Officer Jones the location that caused the paper reel to detach. The wax cylinder. When it finished playing, it pushed it out. It is indeed this phonograph's tone knob that caused the paper reel to detach.
Officers, please take a look. The phonograph's tone arm continuously shifts to the right during music play.
So when it reaches the end of the song, it pushes off the reel.
The tone arm pushes the paper reel away, and the reel rolled into the position where it was found. So, the killer's artifice of creating a locked room illusion stands completely exposed.
It wasn't a locked room!
Mr. Shen, that's truly an enlightening deduction.
You're welcome, Scotland Yard.
What's your opinion, Sergeant Gaunt?
Your speculation does have a certain level of plausibility.
I hear a butt coming, guys.
Could the police say that?
But
I knew it.
speculation is just speculation. Cracking a case comes down to evidence and facts.
You want to hear more?
My statements are backed by factual evidence.
You want to hear more? I know how a dagger fell through his chest also.
Your speculation does seem to explain some of the phenomena at the scene.
You want me to explain more because I can.
But there are still fatal contradictions between it and some crucial facts.
All right, bring it on.
What fact?
Time. Between 1:40 and 2:30 that afternoon, the cafe downstairs heard uninterrupted phonograph music.
Okay.
If the killer turned on the phonograph to transport the key back into the room, then before 1:40, he must have locked the door and left the scene. According to autopsy, your brother's time of death is estimated to be between 2 and 3.
Oh, you want to hear about that?
Of course, it can be narrowed down further to 2 to 2:28. He was dead when the police arrived.
Oh, you want to hear about that too? I have an answer for that
This
also.
implied
Oh yeah, I have an answer for that also. Shan, I have an answer for that also.
speculation. Your brother got stabbed.
Yes, yes he did. You want to know how he did it? I know that too.
Well, that blows the foundation of this reasoning out of the water, doesn't it?
Sergeant God, I knew you were dumb. I didn't know you were this dumb. Shan.
Is it possible he was attacked before
No.
1:50?
No.
With death occurring after 2 o'clock.
You know he died from a weapon piercing the left pulmonary artery, causing...
I have an answer for this
cardiac
too.
arrest.
If only the game will let me say it.
In other words, he died instantly, right after getting stabbed.
Yeah, and I know how that happened too.
Blood stains at the scene confirm that as well.
Shan, don't give up. I know the answer to this.
Situation be due to...
Delayed
Since
murder.
the door was locked first, then the murder. The killer likely employed a method to delay the time of the murder.
How can that be possible?
Easy.
There are no signs of binding or defense wounds on your brother's body.
Yeah, he doesn't
Would he
need to
just
be.
stand by and watch the killer set up a killing mechanism?
I suspect my brother had lost the ability to move at that time because...
Body's contorted due to paralysis.
My brother's autopsy report is the best ever. Officer Jones mentioned that most contortions are related to paralysis of the back nerves. I suspect the killer used anesthetic drugs on my brother.
Uh-huh.
We've
I agree.
suggested this
Big
direction
Pharma!
early on.
Big
The
Pharma!
toxicology results came back all negative.
Yeah, but the problem with toxicology results is you can only search for toxins that you know.
Perhaps a substance undetectable with current forensic expertise.
Exactly.
Can't confirm or deny that possibility.
Obviously.
But before delving into the drug angle, a more pressing... If there was no one in the room at the time, how did the weapon pierce the victim's chest?
Oh, that's easy.
No crossbows or similar devices.
Don't
were
need
found at
that.
the scene.
You only need to do that if you're Dom.
Officer Jones.
I have a simpler
Was the
answer.
dagger vertical to the ground at that time?
At that time, the body was in a contorted position. The chest almost parallel to the ground.
This picture is so funny. I know it's Brian's body, but it's so funny.
Was thrust vertically into his
Oh,
chest.
was it? Oh, fancy that.
Can be considered as vertical to the ground.
Wow, then.
Vertical to the ground.
I have an
The
answer for this
location where
too.
my brother was murdered happened to be directly beneath the skylight. This is likely not a coincidence.
It's not.
Are you suspecting the killer
Officers!
hung the dagger on the skylight?
Yes and no.
On second thought, the skylight is very high and it's impossible to reach without a ladder. But Mrs. Cheng's house doesn't have a ladder. There were no signs
You don't
of
need that.
anything being moved at the crime scene.
You don't need that. You don't need a ladder.
The dagger hung up then. It can't have flown there, can it?
Spoken as someone who's never used their brain.
Officer Jones, you reminded me. This item made me realize how the killer suspended the dagger.
Let's see. I'm not sure which one they're after. I know, I can see in my head how it's done. It's probably the threads. It's either the Abyss Smash or the thread. I don't know which one they're after. Okay, they're after the thread.
Hold on. There's
Okay, no. This is probably the Abyss Smash. Oh, oops. I accidentally pressed something. Hold on, how do I get back into the game? Turn on a just chatting by accident. Okay, hang on. New stream? Absolutely. Get in here, lads. Never mind, we're back. I don't even know how that happened. Oh no, we may or may not die here.
This item made me realize.
Oh. Hold on, we better save or we're gonna die here. We haven't died yet. Actually! No, we should save just in case. Scorch marks.
hold on.
Allow.
You.
Mr.
Okay, we gotta try again. Good thing I saved. Actually, maybe I can just stay to start from the autosave. Okay. Spending the dagger at a certain height requires a flying object, which is hidden in a piece of evidence. I was thinking that They just threw it over the thing and it latched on.
This item made me realize.
But it's saying there's something that can fly.
Mr. Shen's suggesting the photograph along with the dagger took off.
Not the photograph, the lantern. Yeah, it floated up towards the skylight.
That idea does have a touch of imagination to it.
Yeah? Yeah, you seen the vision Sergeant got?
Truly carry a dagger and take off?
Well, the dagger's very light.
Air density is 8/100 of a...
Oh, they're bringing out the science! This I don't know.
35 cubic feet volume lantern, excluding its own weight, can lift an object weighing up to 9.17 ounces. The dagger weighs 5.64 ounces, requiring only 24 cubic feet of lantern volume to lift it.
I'll take your word for it. I don't physics.
Sergeant Gaunt's calculations are precise and admirable.
Gotta butter them up before we hit them with the truth.
Never thought Sergeant Gaunt's math skills were so deep and unbelievable.
Uh-huh.
Just a bit of a private hobby, you know.
You're welcome, Sergeant Gaunt. I'm glad you got a chance to show off.
Why wasn't there a lantern found at the crime scene?
Guess it burnt up. Guess it burnt up. So what if fell from here? Your bestest net. Or in a dagger. A sky lantern requires a lampshade, a bottom support, and an item to connect the dagger. Okay. So that's the three things we're looking for. Lampshade, bottom support, and an item to connect the dagger. So the paper is the lampshade. This is the support. And the strings.
The asbestos mesh serves as the base support for the lantern, with a stone wax as the heat source.
Uh-huh.
This partially burned piece of paper should be part of the lampshade.
We did find oil paper on the desk.
On the lab table, there's a stack of identical, large, lightweight sheets of paper.
I agree.
I didn't ken what method the killer used to completely burn the lampshade like that.
I believe the lampshade must have been brushed with kerosene.
So they want to get rid of
When
the
flame
evidence.
spread, it could burn down the entire sky lantern.
Leaving only scraps and ashes.
Wonder there were paper ashes on your brother's body.
Yeah, how do you think I figured it out?
The position where the lantern hangs from the ceiling was not controllable. How did the killer ensure that the falling dagger would definitely stab the victim? Besides, about the death time delayed, how did he control the timing of the dagger's descent?
There should be another mechanism at the scene, composed of a sky lantern and some other items.
Skylight. So he hit the skylight, which caused everything to burn up. This is a little confusing because I don't know where they're getting at. The top of the skyline requires a space limiter in 2 places that burn marks. That should be from the mechanism's activation. Which is on the skylight. The asbestos mesh. Okay, what are we looking for? The top of the sky lantern, we're looking for a limiter. In 2 places of burn marks, it should be from mechanism activation, which is this. In the paper? I'm not sure. Control the position of the lantern. Oh, it's a candle. Candle will control. Because it has to burn through. String. May or may not die here. Never mind, I got it.
That's how it is.
I got it. My logic is flawless.
The ring at the end of the dagger's handle shows signs of scorching. There are scorch marks on the skylight frame as well. And the location where my brother was murdered happened to be directly beneath the skylight. That's the killer's plan.
Yes, that's the killer's plan. I figured it out.
Go on, then. Let's hear it.
You want to hear it, Surgeon Gar? You want me to show how Scotland Yard how it's done? Alright.
The reason the killer placed my brother right beneath the skylight is because the skylight is concave.
Yes.
Feasible to fix the sky lantern to its window frame. Then, he tied the kerosene-soaked cotton thread to a candle. After arranging the key, paper, and phonograph, he could leave the room and lock the door.
Uh-huh.
Before long, the candle burned down to the cotton thread that suspended the dagger. Finally, the dagger fell vertically, piercing my brother's chest.
You think he was awake the whole time?
Death is definitely not a suicide. It's murder.
Wow, 5 chapters to get this far.
Is still at large.
For someone without professional training, you are quite impressive.
I hear a butt coming.
You do have a natural talent for detective work, indeed.
And?
However,
And?
this particular dagger tips the scales at a mere 160 grams. Falling from the skylight, could it veritably penetrate your brother's heart?
Don't know. We gotta
Perhaps.
test to find out.
It behooves us to undertake an experiment.
Okay. Several hours later at the crime scene.
I'm awfully sorry, Mr. Shen. We've given it our all, tried every which way, but we just can't mimic the scenario you put forth.
But those mechanisms, why?
I do ken how you're feeling. But I'm fearing we're at a standstill with no breakthroughs in sight.
Something is missing from the scene. Breakthrough. What is it, Afu? Oh, we were in a dream! All of that were in a dream! Afu found the manuscript. Shen's awake. I think I just fell asleep. Oh, we've been asleep for a long time, Shen! You've been asleep for about an hour. It's already dawn outside. Mrs. Shen, while you were sleeping, I searched through all the shelves and finally found that book. Praise you? Well, we wouldn't have to do all of this if you hadn't, messed everything up in the first day, but you're welcome. Thank you. Oh, bring the book to me. Yes, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Seems that Lope borrowed inspiration from this novel, Death Under the Caisson, written by Sinosura. Who's Sinosura? If not for my grandfather's urgent letter, I wouldn't have returned to this ancestral hall. The old door knocker is covered in mottled rust, just like the stench of lucre on my uncle's. My aunt would boast to everyone about the phonograph her son brought back from studying abroad. It is said to have recordings of famous opera singers she intended to show off in the ceremony. Uncle was killed. He was stabbed to death during the ancestral ceremony. That's a locked room, and the only key is with him. Besides the body, the 7-star lamps and the singing machine captured everyone's attention. Was my uncle killed by the 7-star lamp or bewitched by the sound of the machine? I re-examined the scene, and indeed it was a locked room. The phonograph, now out of tune, seemed eerie. Could it really be the work of spirits? The killer used the sky lantern to lift the murder weapon up to the caisson. I don't know. I don't speak that word. The discordant phonograph exposed the fishing line, solving the locked room mystery. But how many times must the tragedy under the caisson repeat, like the cycle of this roller? Piece of paper on the back cover which says eastern end of Guangting Street, Shaobao Town. How is it? Any discoveries? The locked room, the phonograph, the sky lantern, the Big Dipper. These descriptions are consistent with the scene where my brother was killed. The room in the book lacks a skylight, yet has a roof caisson. Both serve the same purpose. The fishing line was replaced with Morse code paper strip. Compared to Lope's novel, this manuscript is even closer to the scene of my brother's death. It's as if the author has experienced it personally. Are the other details of the scene also the same? In the novel, the crime took place in a hall, while the London case occurred in a study room. There are other differences in the layout of the two scenes. However, these differences are irrelevant to the case. The only difference in the case is the manner of death. The manner of death. In the book, the victim is killed by a falling dagger while kneeling beneath the caisson. The weapon plunged into his back, and his body did not show any signs of contortion. We're moving along, Mutong. We're getting places. How far? Nobody knows. What does this difference mean? I don't know. Mr. Shen, as I listened to your discussion, I suddenly had some ideas. Yeah, share, please. I love listening to new ideas. I remember Chernyshevsky once said, art comes from life and goes beyond it. As a writer, I understand how authors often draw inspiration from reality for their stories. Since the plot of this book bears a striking resemblance to the case you are investigating, I think the author must be someone who knows about the case, right? Alive? Do the two of you happen to know who Sinosura is? I have never heard of this name. The author only left his pen name, and I don't know his real identity either. I see. Does the author have any other works? No, this is the only submission from Sinosura. Muto, I'm so confused, you have no idea. I'm trying to think how you would solve the dagger not having enough mass to penetrate the body. Because that is a legit concern. The dagger's not heavy enough. It wouldn't create enough velocity as it's falling. And the muscle does provide quite a bit of protection. Is there any other works with a similar writing style? Perhaps the author has other pen names. While this book has a clever concept, the writing style is still inexperienced. The author seems more like a novice rather than someone who regularly writes novels. What about a handwriting? I think I've seen some manuscript with similar handwriting. This is a transcribed copy for archiving. The original has been returned to the author. The address to which the manuscript was returned then should still be available, right? It's been a long time and the publishing house has relocated. These records are no longer available. Perhaps this part of the book can help us find the author. On the back cover is a piece of paper saying Eastern End of Wanting Street, Xiaobo Town. This does look like Pi-chen's handwriting. Hanchu, do you know about this address? No, but you reminded me of something. What is it, ma'am? Pi-chen mentioned she'd found some of the rejected author's addresses and planned to visit them. Let's hurry and go visit the address left by Miss Liu. Who knows, Sinosura might just live there. Alright, let's go and have a look. Here we go. May I borrow this manuscript for now? Of course. If there's anything else I can help with, feel free to ask. Thank you, ma'am. Bye. Here we are at the east end of Guangting Street, Xiaobo Town. Let's go and take a look. Watch this be another locked room murder. This place seems to have been abandoned for a long time. Could it be that the author Sinosura has already moved away? Judging from its decorations and layout, it is not a residential house but an ancestral hall. Ancestral hall? He wouldn't be living in a hall, would he? Let's find out. Alright, let's investigate the creepy ancestral hall. Start here. Fallen chair. 2 fallen chairs, they don't seem to have anything special about them. Left couplet. The left part of a couplet on which it is written. Holding the candle, carrying on the ancestors' light, illuminating the virtue. Altar. Is the large table in the middle the altar? Yes, the stairway on top is where the ancestral tablets are placed for worship. Right couplet. The right part of the couplet, the handwriting is already blurred. Continuing the family line, fragrant, for generations to come sincerely. The wooden door at the entrance of the ancestral hall. The plaque on the door reads Di Shun Xiao, morality, obedience, and filial piety. Shouldn't the door of the ancestral hall usually be in the center? Why is it on the right side? Perhaps there is some feng shui consideration for this arrangement. What a coincidence, the door of the ancestral hall in the novel is also on the right side. Alpha, have you noticed the Kaisam above us? This is the room where it took place. Supposed murder. Look up. In the book, anyway. This is a relatively rare octagonal caisson, almost identical to the description in the book. I looked up and saw the layers of vaults towering like the sky. The center of the vault is a Tai Chi pattern. The 2 yin-yang fish seem to be alive. Really, exactly like that. Could it be the case described in the novel actually occurred here? It's hard to say. Miss Wu once said that art originates from life. The author probably gained inspiration from here and incorporated it into the story. Miss Liu also found this place through the description in the novel. It is highly possible. What is it, Afu? Seems that there are words on this wooden board. There's a lot of dust on the wooden board. We need to wipe it off first. Alright, here we go. Oh my! To know gratitude and pay gratitude. The plaque on the ceiling beam has fallen off. Underneath these 4 big characters, there are also a list of names. Bright Wu, William Wu, Robert Wu, Grace Wu. All surname Wu, it seems like this place is the Wu family's ancestral hall. Melissa Wu, Rentley Wu, Stone Wu? Is there something wrong with Stone Wu? Oh, like you wouldn't believe. I've seen the name Stone on your board. He's one of the suspects in the case. Stone Wu, is it him? The atmosphere here is so sinister. You two came in without permission. Be careful, you may face a bloody disaster. Who is it? Oh, hello there. Fortunately, you two are also fortunate to encounter me. Demigod Xie. Yeah? Let me help you calculate how to avoid bad luck. What do you think? You're also an intruder here, aren't you? Not at all. I'm very familiar with this place and know how to handle a situation. Okay. I know you're trying to trick us into fortune telling and make us pay. I agree, Afu. I agree. That's a good thought. This is all about fate and destiny. Offer 5 copper coins and light a candle. Doing a small merit for this matter will suffice. Alright, Mr. Xie. I give you 10 coins, but you don't have to tell me my fortune. May I know what you need? Consecration, rituals, dream interpretation, feng shui consultation. Just a couple of questions. Feel free to ask your questions. Do you know the owner of this hall? Sure. He's Wu Qingming, head of the Wu family. I calculated the marital destiny for his grandsons. Tell me more about this Wu family. But they moved to Shanghai a few years ago. This ancestral hall has been abandoned ever since. Does the Wu family have anyone who's good at writing books? Most Wus are good at business, but the third grandson, Mr. Wu, Wu Sun Tao, is a scholar. But I heard that he went abroad for further studies. Oh, did he now? So it is indeed him. What a coincidence. A month ago, a young lady came by and asked me the same questions. Oh, look at that. What a coincidence. Did the lady you mentioned have a round face, short hair, and wore black framed glasses? Yes, that's right. Oh, you know each other. New, past tense. Did she say anything else? She said she's editor at a publishing house. Oh. So, it's our girl. Wu Santao submitted a book 7 years ago, and she thought it was written very well. 7 years ago. Coincidence. That's what she said. What a coincidence. So that's how it is. My friend, your forehead is darkened. You're in danger. Want me to teach you how to avoid it? No, thank you. You're having a headache again? Shall I help you to rest? No rush. Let's first go back to the publishing house. I need to confirm some information. 4 hours later, inside Shanhei's cabin. Are you really not going to rest for a while? No. There's so many questions. My mind is in turmoil and I can't sleep either. Can argue with you? No, you can't, Afu. When that fortune teller mentioned 7 years ago, you seemed quite shocked, didn't you? Lopei's book, The Confined Room Mystery, was published after my brother's murder case. I have always believed that the author of the book knows about the case. However, Death Under the Caisson was written 7 years ago, much earlier than my brother's case. So it's the opposite. The murderer copied this first manuscript. That means the author of the novel may not necessarily be related to the crime. Instead, the real culprit might have imitated the novel when committing the crime. The culprit is someone who has read this novel. More accurately, it is someone who knows the content of the novel. This book was rejected and did not get published. In theory, when the case occurred, only the author, editor, and transcriber knew about the book. Of course, it is also possible that the author may have shown the manuscript to other people. At the publishing house, we confirmed the editor and the transcriber had never traveled abroad. They also insisted that they had not mentioned the content of the book to anyone else. So the next step would be to confirm with the author. It seems that there is still a strong suspicion towards Stone Wu. The stone had left London and returned to China the day before the case occurred. Wasn't a delayed device discovered at the scene?
那套装置最多
That device could only delay the time for a dozen minutes, certainly not up to a day, maybe an hour or two at most.
而且
Moreover, on the morning of the case, many people had seen my brother. Alibi of Stonewu must have been forged. Actually, after I came back from London, I went to Shanghai to meet with Stone.
他看上去
He
并
seemed perfectly fine, even presented his ship ticket and departure records as evidence. Alright,
这
alright.
资料看上去是真实。
Documents indeed appear to be genuine.
这些年来，
Over the years, I have speculated on the possibility of Stone being the culprit,
但并未找出。
but I haven't found any loopholes or inconsistencies.
的确，
Indeed, if Stone is truly the culprit, how did he manage to do it?
无论如何，
Nevertheless, we should go to Shanghai and ask him in person about this book.
没错。
Absolutely, it feels like we're getting closer and closer to the truth.
沈仲平和他的助
And
手
Junpei recently went to Yangtze and found a manuscript in the publishing house.
书稿
A manuscript.
据说
It's said to be a novel, and Shen Chuping believes it's related to Stone Wu.
他正在来上海的
He's
路
on
上，
his way to Shanghai, probably to find Stone Wu.
是想找吴松涛。知道了。
I see. Oh no! Big Pharma! Big Pharma! Big Pharma is at play. Feeling Big Pharma's at play, y'all. The person in the shade that was giving orders, I thought he may be Joseph, but he doesn't have the same voice as Joseph. At least I didn't think he did. I wonder. Big Pharma, though. Never trust Big Pharma. Been a red flag since 1920. Alright, we completed chapter 5. Now we're in chapter 6, the final
天色
chapter.
不早，快打
Getting late, they're closing
咱
soon.
们抓紧时间。
Let's hurry and go to Stonewoo's foreign goods store. Alright. We don't have much time left, so I'm gonna read some historical facts and knowledge, and then we're gonna save and continue the journey next time. Magic in the late Qing Dynasty. Before the 19th century, magic in China mainly consisted of traditional tricks, often part of ancient variety arts. However, as the Qing Dynasty neared its end and China opened its doors to the world, foreign magicians began to perform in the country. Magicians like the British Wana and the Japanese Teiichi Shokyokusai brought over awe-inspiring large-scale magic tricks such as beheading and cannon firing at a live person. During this period, cultural exchanges between China and other countries were particularly vibrant. Chinese performers renowned abroad such as Zhu Liangkui and Han Bingqiang integrated Western techniques into their acts. There were even instances where local artists competed against Western magicians in public contests. Sigmund Freud! Sigmund Freud, an Austrian psychologist and the founder of psychoanalysis, believed that childhood experiences have a significant impact on an individual, even shaping one's personality. This leads to his theory of the unconscious, where repressed desires and fear reside hidden from conscious awareness. In the interpretation of dreams, he argued that dreams are not divine revelations, but expressions of the unconscious self. For instance, a child who gazes at mountains might dream of climbing them. By analyzing dreams, one can trace the origin of psychological issues. Jack the Ripper, the most notorious serial killer in the world. In 1888, he murdered multiple women in the Whitechapel area of London using extremely brutal methods. The victims were all strangled and had their abdomens cut open, with some organs removed. During the killing spree, Jack taunted the police and newspaper by sending them letters, causing a great panic in British society at the time. Over a century has passed since the case, but due to lack of evidence, the identity of the true culprit and the actual motive behind the crimes remain highly debated. The Sassoon family. The Sassoon family is a prominent family of Iraqi Jewish heritage. In August 1833, when the British Parliament abolished the East India company's monopoly on trade with China, the Sassoon family took this opportunity to import a large quantity of cotton textiles and opium into China. During Lin Zexu's campaign to suppress the opium trade in Hunan, about half of the opium seized came from the Sassoon family. Following the signing of the Treaty of Nanking, the Sassoon family established several foreign firms in Shanghai. In the early days of the newly established Sassoon & Company, an average of 5,000 chests of opium flowed into Shanghai each year. Crazy stuff. Drug trade since the beginning of time. Nikolai Chernyshevsky, a Russian materialist philosopher and one of the authors of the progressive magazine The Contemporary, criticized the Tsarist government and actively spread ideas about a peasant revolution. At the age of 27, in his work The Aesthetic Relation of Art to Reality, he proposed materialist views such as beauty is life and art stems from life, challenging the then dominant idealist aesthetic of Hegel. He reviewed the dependent relationship of beauty to life, which had a profound influence on later generations. I see. Knowledge. Kaisan, a kind of ceiling structure in traditional Chinese architecture, which makes the building ceiling concave upwards like a well. And the walls are decorated with algae patterns, hence the name Kaisan. It is generally composed of multi-layered arch of wooden architecture, which shrinks from bottom to top to form an inverted bucket shape. It is commonly found at the top of architectural structures such as grottos, temples, and palaces. Look at all that knowledge we gained today by playing this game. Shanghai streets so bustling, there are more cars on the street. Shen, do you know what time I like the most here? Evening, because there's electricity. So guess what I want to do the most in Shanghai? Huh? Try the brand new Dan Dan train. Fly. Well, damn. Shen, you truly know me. Alright. That was a quick recap. Quick recap of Afu's tendencies. Yeah, lots of knowledge, Muto. We're learning lots. I saw Jack the Ripper. Must be a JoJo reference. Excuse you. Excuse you. Excuse you. It's an insult to the detective novel genre. Sorry. I can't. Oh, hang on. Let me allow this. Sorry, FGO. Okay, I like that better. I like that better. Apparently, FGO is a word that Twitch doesn't like for some reason. I don't know why. So I guess you have to say Fate Grand Order or Fate GO. I don't know. Maybe it thinks FGO is like a bad word. Well, can't believe it. I got censored. No place safe around here anymore. Shaking my head. For real. Yeah. Guess it's a trigger word. Or something. I'm not sure. Well, SGO is a trigger for some people out there who has played the game. Well, that is it for tonight. That is it for tonight. We made quite a progress. We solved the locked room. Questions were raised. Valid questions. And we also solved the ship mystery. My Jelly was wrong. It was not the suspicious older brother. Second brother, but I don't know. But that is it for tonight. That is it for tonight. We will be back on Wednesday with a Just Chatting while I grind and Grand Blue Fantasy fun stuff. I know everyone's favorite times of the year. Because it happens multiple times a year. Ami Mare indeed, Brondo. Ami Mare. Yeah, that is it for tonight. Thank you guys all so much for coming. I appreciate you all. I hope you had a good time. We'll be back on Wednesday at 7 p.m. PDD with some Just Chatting. Have a great day or great night wherever you are. Stay chill, stay safe, stay cool. And I will see you guys in my next stream. Good night, and I'll see you next time. Bye.